Tonight on Q Radio, I'm super excited. It's been 2 years. I've waited for this chat, Sammy Fender, and finally, it's happening.
Yeah, it is. I know, it's been 2 years.
You have such a fan base here in Northern Ireland.
Oh man, it's mad. We've only played a couple of times, and every time we've played there, it's been amazing.
And they love you. You're from North Shields. Tell us how the writing process goes.
Well, a lot of my songs I'll take bits of my own life sometimes, or like experiences of my friends' lives or something like that, and then I'll write a story that's similar to it. Obviously, I'll just write a song about it and make it, you dramatise it a bit more, and obviously you've got to give it a bit more, embellishment, because that's what makes a good song. And but I think a lot of the time it's just writing about. For me, like I feel like as long as the core of it there's truth, and at the core of it there's a narrative that's believable, and it's about people. Like I think you can't really go wrong if there's a part of you in it, because then if I believe in it when I'm singing it, then if I don't believe in it when I'm singing it, if I write something and I'm like, I don't really believe this story or this character or whatever, then nobody else is. No one else is going to jump on the ride with it. So I always just try to make sure that the people I write about or the songs that I write about are, sort of got some truth in them, or some human thing.
That is definitely the thing, and I think that's the thing why you've really taken off, and it's connected. Taking on a song from the likes of Alan Hull from Lindisfarne, were you nervous about that?
I was terrified, totally terrified, because Lindisfarne are like, they're Geordie legends. And Alan
Fogging
Hull
the town.
Fogging the town, aye. Well, that's only, sadly, that's most of people outside of Newcastle only know them for that.
Yeah.
He's actually, for me, I think he's one of the most underrated songwriters of his time in the 70s. And Winter Song was off the first record, and he was only a kid when he wrote that song, and it's absolutely stunning. It's like one of the best Christmas songs I've ever heard in my life.
But it's so relevant, isn't it?
It's sadly probably more relevant than it was when he wrote it.
And it's interesting, from the perspective, I know that you've been speaking a lot about this, the petition that you signed up, and this ridiculous phone line that's charging people who are homeless 40 pence a minute.
It's not just in the North East as well, it's like all over the country. So basically we started up the petition. We're at somewhere about 16,000. You need to get it past 10,000 for it to even be looked at, and then we'll want to get it. I would like to get it to 100,000, because it's a national problem. And it's basically, we've teamed up with North East Homelessness, who are this amazing organisation who work close to where we work. So I was always popping in, me and my manager would go down there and have a cup of tea with Brian, and have a cup of tea with some of the people in there who are actually homeless, and they come in and they get fed, and and it's just like community. It's just it's nice to just, everyone just gathers around, chats, speaks their doldrums, and everyone sorts each other out. And we went in there, and I was chatting to Brian, and Brian basically said to my manager, he says, he said 4 of the local councils in the North East are charging up to 40 pence a minute now for people who are vulnerable or near being homeless or actually homeless. And if you're 40 pence a minute, we've all been on helplines. You can be on these things for half an hour. And half an hour could equate to 12 quid, for an hour could equate to 24 quid.
40 pence can buy you 2 packets of noodles, or whatever you need, a loaf of bread. You can get.
So that's the thing. So we were like, right, we need to, what can we do? So we set up this petition. We started kicking off about it on Twitter with all of the local councils. Like all the 4 that were charging have now turned around and changed their phone lines, and they're all free now in the North East. If we can do that in a couple of weeks, what can we do over the next 6 months? Do you know what I mean?
It's 100% right. And actually here in Northern Ireland there is a free helpline, and it's for homeless crisis. It's 24/7, and it's run by charity.
So it should be.
It's run by a charity called the Simon Community. But look, tell us, so the song Winter Song is out now. What are your hopes? Are we going to go for a Christmas number 1, Sam?
I don't know about that, but I'll happily have a number 1 for Christmas. Like, live off that for the rest of my life. I'll just be like Noddy Holder.
Oh no!
Just like, I just scream "It's Christmas" into a microphone, and whenever that guy. Do you know that's copyrighted?
Is it really?
Like just him screaming. If you go on like,
it's Christmas.
If you go like "It's Christmas," like on anything, I think apparently you've got to pay Noddy Holder a bit of wedge for it.
Sam Fender with Borders, and we're talking to Sam right now on Q Radio.
Thank you.
In the release of this record, you've obviously, you've brought awareness to a great organisation as well, because the lyric video, People of the Streets, is an organisation that just draws attention to homelessness as well, isn't it?
Aye, Totally, aye. Well, it's amazing. It's got the people of the streets have compiled all of these photos. They give a load of homeless people film cameras, and they collect all these rolls of film at the end. And we've compiled this like stunning music video. It's heartbreaking, but it's a beautiful bit of art. Yeah,
it really is. It really is. So, can we lure you to Northern Ireland? Like, are you going to come back and do a gig?
Of course, I'm going to come back. I'll come back once we're allowed. We just need the world to start again.
I've got a good feeling about 2021, Sam.
I want to do Belfast, but I think I would love to just play Newry for the crack, just because it's where me stepdad's from, and all of me family from that lot.
Obviously, your mother was lured by his Newry charm.
She always says the accent makes her weak in the knees.
Is he quite Newry? Would he say Ciar and Ciarl and
his accent's all over the shop, so he can do it. If he goes back into it, it's like instant. Whenever he's over in Northern Ireland, his accent goes straight back, and it's mad.
Look, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for chatting, and take care.
I'll see you later.